Have you ever asked somebody out on a date or asked your boss for a raise or flat out got rejected?
Yeah, rejection happens to all of us. And this guy right here, Jia Jiang, says it could be the key to boosting your self-confidence and your happiness.
And he should know, a few years ago, he set out on a mission, 100 days of rejection, and it wasn't so easy. Have a look.
I came downstairs and saw this big guy sitting behind the desk. You know, he looked like a security guard. So I just approached him. And I was just walking, and that was the longest walk in my life. I just hair at the back of my neck standing up. I was sweating, and my heart was pounding. And I got there and said, "Hey, sir, can I borrow $100 from you?" And he looked up, he's like, "No." "Why?" And I said, "No, I'm sorry." Then I turned around and just ran.
He's the author of Rejection Proof, How I Beat Fear and Became Invincible Through 100 Days of Rejection. Welcome, welcome. This is such a cool concept. So you kind of wrote down 100 things that would get you rejected for sure. One was asking a stranger for $100. Right. Another was going up to like a fast food joint and asking for a burger refill.
Burger refill.
But you were getting no's. So what was the point? What did you learn from the no's?
Well, what I learned was the no's are not that bad. Not only that, you can learn so much from going in and expecting a no, right? Because it used to be, wow, rejection was awful. And I was afraid of rejection my whole life. But then as I start looking for rejection, what I found is not only it's not bad, it didn't kill me, I didn't die, but I gained so much confidence. And I learned so much about negotiation and about myself, about human nature. So yeah, the no's really set me up for more successes later in my life.
It's so interesting because you were doing this, you were purposely hurting yourself in some ways to find happiness.
Yeah.
And you were finding that some people didn't say no. That some people actually were like, all right, we'll give you that burger refill or whatever it was. What did that teach you about yourself and about people?
Yeah, at the beginning, I thought my goal was like, get no's, toughen myself up, just get over it. But then people started saying yes to me. I'm like, wow, I did not expect this. I did not know this part of the world I discovered. Because I used to think the world was like a cold and really a robotic place where you go in and you have to negotiate. But people were sometimes like, oh, yeah, I can do this for you. One of my favorite ones was when I went to a Krispy Kreme. I asked them for donuts that looked like Olympic rings. I was like, no way they're going to say yes. So I'm going to go in and make a joke and leave, right? They couldn't say no to me. They were like, yeah, how can I make this? And when I left there, and I just had tears in my eyes because I just couldn't believe this world is much nicer than I thought. It's much kinder than I thought.
What happened to you that started this whole thing, this idea of rejection therapy? Why were you so afraid of rejection to begin with?
Because I think we're all afraid of rejection in some way, but especially me. And I had all these dreams about being an entrepreneur. I want success in life. I want to be happy. But I felt, wow, I'm constantly being judged by other people. And I was so afraid of those judgments and so afraid about people's opinions. And those things were holding me back. That's why one day after I started my company, I was rejected with the investment. And I was so, I wanted to quit. This is my dream. This is something I want to do for a long time. And after a single rejection, I wanted to quit. I was like, this is it. I got to make a stance here.
So the idea of exposure, marinating yourself in that rejection, you learn so much more from it.
And asking the simple question, why? Because sometimes why leads to answers, as opposed to that fight or flight thing.
Yeah.
You get to know when you scamper off. You have some great tips on this. But thank you for joining us. Your TED Talk is awesome.
And also for not living with fear.
Yeah.
And if you want the book, be sure and go to today.com/shop. It's there for you.